When I estimated in my head what my material costs were, I said 15 to 20,000, and after I thought about that, I couldn't believe that that's what it would really be. I thought maybe I had seriously underestimated, but you can see on the screen 18,879. When I saw that number, I thought, whoa, that's so close. And I don't even know how I knew what that would be. Maybe just kind of tallying it all up in my head and figuring out, these things cost this much. And I got an estimate for a pole barn from, I think, Hanson, and it came in at about 14,000. And the materials I'll be using are going to cost a little bit more, and I'll be buying each one. They probably get a discount. So I don't know. It came out to be about right. And now, of course, there's still a lot left to be calculated. I don't have the flooring in yet. I also don't have insulation or doors and windows or plumbing, electrical, all that. So the price is going to go up beyond this quite a bit. But I mean, it's incredible that you can build something so big for what doesn't really seem to be like a big amount of money compared to what it would cost to buy a house. So I'm pleasantly surprised by this number, and I don't know, in a way, kind of, it sounds immodest, but like impressed, like, whoa, all right. Like, so I think I'm on the right track. I don't know what this would have cost to build, using traditional building methods, not using. I know for one thing, the foundation would be quite a bit more expensive. So a full perimeter foundation would, likely cost at least 10 grand, I'm thinking, because you have to trench the whole thing, very deep and wide, and then you have to fill that with concrete. You have to hire the pumping trucks to come in and put the concrete in there. So, a full perimeter gets quite expensive. Plus, a full perimeter foundation would be really bad on the trees around it. I'd have to cut the trees back really, really far. But I decided to use, I'm either going to do just a regular pole barn and have these concrete footings you can see here, or I might use what's called a diamond pier. Let me see if I have a window for diamond pier up. I'll get it for you. Give me just one second. So these are diamond piers here, and it's really neat. What they do is each one of these. Let me see if I can. So notice the pins here. They actually pin them into the ground. So you have these concrete blocks, and then inside each of these holes, in 4 different angles, you basically use a jackhammer, just like in the picture, to pound these pins into the ground, and that keeps them, from moving. And you have the pins are kind of like this, say, and the block would be here, and so it can't move like this. It's pretty cool. So how did I come up with the pricing? Here on the most expensive residential one, I might have to get something bigger than this, but here is $210 each, and I'm gonna have one for each post. Commercial pricing is a little bit more expensive. I'm not sure if I'll need to go here, but a pin length for a DP 100 here's about $250. It might go up a little bit more. And then in the code, what I did, I put a cost for each item in the check boxes at the top, and what the price will be. And here's the link to it. So the trusses I put at 150. Let me show you that page. Security check. Seriously? Weird. So the truss is here, a 24-foot truss. I mean, it says 74. I'm going to have a shed roof, which the pricing might be a little bit different, but at the same time, I thought if I overestimate there's only 4. So if I overestimate even by double, that should be okay. I can live with that. And then let's see here for cladding. I wasn't sure on that. I might need to change that priced quite a bit. Board and batten siding. Will it load? Doesn't look like it'll load. Anyway, so for each one of these, I just went and grabbed the price here at Lowe's. So a 2x4, this is a 12-foot 2x4. It says $5.79. What price? $5.79. Maybe I should bump that up to $8 with taxes. I mean, shoot, maybe even $10, just to make it a little bit better number. Trusses, cladding. Let's bump this up. So that's each board. I think what I did, it said it was about $250 for the boards, and then, I mean, the cladding, you can rip the cladding down. You probably get 5 pieces of 5 battens out of one board. Let me see here. I'll see how I did that math. Excuse me. So here, well, I mean, for the board, and those boards generally are wider than what I have. I have mine at, 10 inches I think is probably about right. So here, I'll double that. Let me, so I'm changing some of these prices here. Sheathing is about $25. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. There's quite a number of different ones, but I went with kind of a high price I thought here. So, this one is $17 roughly, and it says for a sheathing application, and then this one's $26. So I'm not sure what they'll want there. And then joists. So this said an 8-foot 2x10. I couldn't get 12 for some reason. So if I put in a 12-foot there, it takes me to the 2x4. So I don't know why that is. That's weird. Anyway, so I put a different number there. I got, for the joist, $12 each. And they had, go back. They had 9. Maybe I'll put, hey, let's put 15 in there. 15 and 15. Here, you know what? I'm going to do this. So I only had to change one number. And the girders, same thing. Maybe I should put a little bit more in there. Let's say 16 girders. You know what? Let's go 20 just to be really on the safe side. The posts, I had an estimate for those. So and these were, I think, 24 foot. 24 foot 6x6s. All right, so let's redraw our house and see. It's going to cost more this time, but I think it'll still be not too much more. I need to add another number in there for the labor. 21,000. Okay, so a little bit more. Now the labor generally is double the materials, so for about 40,000 I could get this structure built, I think. I need to add plywood here, and this is a 24 by 36, so that's going to be 3 times about 8 4. So okay, so 24, so you're going to have 6 across, and then 36 divided by 8 is about 4.5. Is that right? So 6 times 8, 48. 48 times 25. Sheathing. 48 times 25. Yeah, 500 times 25. What's that number? $1,200? No, half that. About $750. Another $750 for plywood floors. Plus more, actually. So let's say about $1,000. So $22,000. And then, I mean, you could live in that. You wouldn't want to live in that. You wouldn't have a toilet. That wouldn't be nice. You wouldn't really have electricity. Maybe if you had a grill. It's better than camping though, right? Maybe get a porta potty outside until you get the plumbing in there. So I need to know what the plumbing will cost. Not really quite sure what that. It's going to be very simple though. There's going to be a kitchen sink and a bathroom sink, and a toilet and a bathtub. So really only 4 fixtures. That's not really going to be. Should I have a bathtub or just a shower? I'm not sure. It's kind of nice to have a bath every now and then. All right, and then let's see here. Trusses, right? Purlins. These are the purlins. It's weird. It's like every time I get closer to the real house with the virtual house, I get a little more anxious to actually build it. And it's so strange. I guess in a way it's good to slow down. I realized yesterday too my trusses aren't being built right. But I don't have any control over those trusses. I'm going to have to buy them pre-engineered. So as long as they're there, it's fine. I could, of course, not build this second floor. Then it'd be just a really tall space. I feel like you have to build your own house in your life. I feel like that's a requirement, in order to be a human being. Maslow's hierarchy is, at the bottom is shelter. And we go through life living in these houses and just letting somebody else build them for us. And we don't even know what goes into building a house or what it takes to build a house or the thing that we're living in. How complicated is it? What is it? And I think it's going to be really nice. I've renovated a house, so not knowing what's behind the walls or having to deal with somebody else's mistakes and shortcuts. I mean, there are always those there. It's the same in programming, really. And that's the other thing. It's really, really similar to programming in many ways. We even have, acronyms in programming, I just got to plumb it together, or I need to wire it up, or, software architect versus traditional architect. Both are called designers. I guess I need a door. Door's about $300. My goal I want to design a house that will cost about the same to build as a typical down payment. Because that's what people generally save up, right? So if they can generally save up a down payment to buy a house, then what if you could actually build your house with that? Assuming, of course, you put in your own labor. And you have to buy the land as well. There's a bunch of other costs here too. Oh my gosh, it's so expensive. Houses are so expensive. I have to get a septic system. I have to get electricity put on there. I have to get water. Maybe I should add an item for each of those. Where I am, water's really expensive to get. And a septic system, is about $15,000. So it's expensive. Houses are really expensive. The roof is the most expensive part, which I guess is important because it protects the entire house. And, a metal roof is going to cost a little bit more. This is for the metal roof cost. Where did I get my metal roof cost? Let me find that. Roof. Will it open? So here we go. Typical roof costs from $450 to $11 per square foot installed. So metal roofing costs range from $150 to $550. So I took the high end of the range there. I knew it was going to be, roofs are really expensive. But metal's going to be the best, especially in an environment like this, Pacific Northwest. Do I have anything else to say about this? I don't think so. So now I need to get my... Oh, flooring's going to be really expensive too. You know, $5 a square foot. More if you consider the plywood underneath it. And then insulation as well. I think my insulation's going to run about $8,000. Just I did a quick estimate the other day. So, you know, a lot of money. So what's the per square foot cost here? So 20,000 divided by about 13,000 square feet. Maybe I should have a per square foot cost as well. So 1,300 into that, be about 60, maybe, roughly, less, 50, less than $50 a square foot. That's pretty good. They typically say you should budget about $200 per square foot to get your house built. Well, that's it for today. I am happy with this news. So 15 to 20K is about right. I'll get my subfloor in, and I'll get my flooring in. Maybe I'll go with cork, and then I'll add electricity and plumbing to the list just as an estimate, just to see what it is, and then also septic, water, and electrical utility hookup, and get a little bit closer to the actual number. But this is an encouraging number, and I'm happy about it. I will talk to you next time. Subscribe if you want to keep track of the progress. And that's all. Thanks.